It's showtime. Yeah.
I don't really like how the name's cut off. There we go.
Back for more training, eh?
So, Spyro for a few of these might actually be difficult.
This one will be easy for a great Skylander like yourself. You've just got to take out 100 enemies. Maybe that's too easy. Let's make it interesting, shall we?
3, 2, 1, go!
Strings up proper now. Yeah, so Spyro, for the most part, for a lot of these, I feel like will be really easy, but then a handful of them are going to really frustrate. Purple Chompies are going to be hell like always, most likely.
Excellent job.
Wow! Didn't think you had it in ya. But you took this challenge on and really tore it up. Enjoy the extra power.
Three, two, one, go!
Didn't mean to do that, but well. Now, where's the other teleporters? The question. There's one over here. This way? No. Gotta be somewhere just gonna need another bomb. There it is. This is it, right? This is it. Bingo.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
That's where everybody's at.
Wow, didn't think you had it in ya. But you took this challenge on and really tore it up. Enjoy the extra power.
Three, two, one.
We don't go this way yet. We want the key first. Come on. There's a solid chunk. And then most of the rest of it, I should be able to get in the upper area where Flame Slinger Surgeon was.
You've almost made it.
Too short. I mean, I should be able to find that.
One more to go.
Two.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
Way to go! You just aced one tough heroic challenge. Now, not only will you get some extra power, but also my own personal thumbs up.
It could be. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna set up a poll, and then at the end of the stream, we're gonna decide what
6 innocent
tomorrow's
souls are trapped
slash
inside
today's
aliens in a
stream
single
will
place.
be on.
2, 1. Painting destroyed. Painting destroyed.
Cool. Need a key for that one.
Halfway there.
Getting that exploding fireball value.
Painting destroyed.
Coolio.
You've almost made it.
No, I need a teleporter to get the last. I think it's this teleporter. It is.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
Way to go! You just aced one tough heroic challenge. Now, not only will you get some extra power, but also my own personal thumbs up. This place is crawling with creepy creatures, but the only ones you need to worry about are those giant spiders. Ugh, I hate spiders. Get rid of them all before time runs.
3, 2, 1.
Go!
Spider eliminated. Spider eliminated.
This is the route I usually take, and it's proven pretty effective for this challenge, at least.
Spider eliminated.
Because then we go through this teleporter, fireball, fireball, flame, fireball. So then this is the one part that we actually have to mine through. Then we drop down here, we have to mine through a bit more. Hello.
Road challenge complete. Excellent job.
How's it going, Paul? I'm usually not on this late, but I didn't end up streaming today, so
You just aced one
I
top
felt like
heroic
playing
challenge.
Skylander.
Now, not only
Why
do
is
you
there
get
a
some extra
crown?
power,
I
but
think it's a
also my
YouTube
own
thing. I'm
personal
pretty sure
thumbs
it's like whoever's the top chatter in the stream, but you're the only one that's chatted so far, so by default that's you. It's not a thing on Twitch, because Twitch has like its own entire icon system.
1.
That only started showing up on my streams recently though, because I actually started getting enough people to watch my stuff, which is pretty cool.
A teleporter has appeared.
Oh, I didn't put up the poll, actually. I should do that.
A teleporter has appeared.
If it explodes. Well, I don't think it will explode, so you're probably safe. Although I can't really make any promises. You never know what Google's gonna do to you.
2 teleporters have appeared.
What I do know though is that Spyro is cleaning house on these heroic
A
challenges so
teleporter
far.
has appeared.
Like, just absolutely running through them.
We're halfway there. A teleporter has appeared.
I wonder if I could... No, there's no way I get them all done within an hour. The only one I've done in an hour so far has been Ghost Roaster. And Ghost Roaster has way better movement speed. Yeah, I kind of wish heroic challenges were harder. Like, they're hyped up in the game to be difficult challenges, but then all the enemies have like completely gutted damage numbers and health too, so that like Spyro only hits for 20. There are several characters that hit for 40 plus damage and just one-shot everything. Like Stump Smash, Sonic Boom, Bash. I don't really know why they have these like side
Way to
optional
go!
things that
You
make them
just aced
super
one
easy.
top heroic challenge.
Yeah, the stat boosts
Now,
are
not
nice.
only
That's
will you get
why
some extra
I'm
power,
doing it. Let me put
but
a
also my own
poll for
personal
next stream
thumbs
that
up.
said I let's see, we've got Double Trouble, we've got Cynder, not how you spell that, and then we've got Lightning Rod, and at some point during the stream, that poll will end. Probably not for a while. All my Skylanders did all the heroic challenges. That's, look, props to you, man. That takes a while. Like, that's a lot of playtime. I say like I'm not doing nearly half the roster, but I feel like I'd get tired of them. Specifically, the ones I'm not looking forward to are all of the ones with collateral stuff. The last one, number 32, with Blue Cats, Purple Chompies, I'm not looking forward to. Troll Paintings also could be an issue. Yeah, well, it's really funny that heroic challenges are in the game, because it gives stat boosts for really like, easy challenges. And you don't really need them in Spyro's Adventure. Like, the game's already stupid easy, basically. I mean, it helps in, like, Giants, but in Giants on, like, Nightmare, you're probably getting two-shot anyway. So, I'm not sure how much it helps on Giants. Well, I guess it would help out with armor and a lot of damage, so... It's not nothing. The one I'm most worried about doing, though, honestly, is the God. Oh, wait, that's you? You're the one that did Sprocket only? Hell yeah! I was actually trying to do a Giant's Nuzlocke, like the same 100% Nuzlocke, but I kept dying as Sprocket specifically.
You just aced one tough heroic
I just
challenge.
couldn't get through the
Now
game
not
with
only will you get
Sprocket.
some extra power, but also my own
Because she kept
personal
dying.
thumbs up.
It was at the level I jetpack and Spyro. Spyro, I feel like I could do Spyro. I'm not sure about jetpack because I remember as a kid I hated how jetpack played, but maybe as an adult I'd prefer it
Those
more.
crazy-
No, I tried it. The level that kept giving me issues is the first level in Giants where you actually control the Archean robots, where with the giant valley with all the gates you have to go onto. There are some really jank hitboxes sometimes with their attacks, and my first death was literally to a laser beam attack that was like 5 feet over my head. See, I just wouldn't do those because I'm actually... Well, Stump Smash I do. I'm not a big fan of Terrafin, personally. I think Terrafin's, like, playstyle just kind of sucks. I'd do Stealth Elf, but Stealth Elf's already such a good Skylander that, like, that kind of feels like a cop-out. Like, oh wow, Stealth Elf's a good character, who would have guessed? There's a teleporter. It's not this way. Now the chapter 13. I mean, I'll have to pull up what chapters or which after this row challenge. Yeah.
Row challenge complete.
Let me.
Job.
I'm gonna pull up Dark Spyro real quick.
You did it! I've seen plenty of heroes go down in this challenge, but you really hung in there and nailed it. I'm impressed.
Dark
And I don't
Spyro,
say
my
that often.
beloved. Giant. Chapter 13. I mean, that's pretty far, actually. The Oracle. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played Giant since I was like, it's been like a decade because, like, it's just been forever. So I do remember the Oracle. I don't remember it being that bad, but
Some of the rarest
on the other hand, I also used to play with like all my Skylanders on Nightmare instead of doing like challenge runs. So it is what it is. You know you could beat it with Terrafin. Which path are you going with Terrafin? specifically? Are you going the punchy path or the land shark path? Because I went with the punchy path, and I just wasn't a very big fan of him. Where is it? This one? Yeah, it is. For me, Terrafin is the same issue with like all the other characters with combos, where their starting combo is just pointless to use and feels horrible. Crawler path, the dig path is all good. Oh, okay.
You're halfway there.
Yeah, for Terrafin specifically, I'm not the biggest fan of him. There's an or someone. I don't know that. Pick the dig path, good. There isn't anything this way. Well, there's not going to be two orbs here. There's only one orb. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Oh.
You've almost made it.
Okay, we're going this way. And I'm just gonna have to start digging up a bunch of rocks, I guess, because I'm not sure which one I missed. You like Terrafin? He's fine. I just feel like a lot of his moves aren't good. Like,
Challenge complete.
I feel this way with most Skylanders that have like combos, because the combos are just bad, right? So like he's got his punch.
I've seen plenty
He's
of
got his
heroes go down
primary
in this
combo.
challenge.
That's just
But
worse.
you really hung in there and
punch,
nailed it.
because it is a
Impressed.
super
And I don't
long
feel that
animation
often.
without that much damage. And then it like also makes you wait less move. The belly flop's good, but I feel like the belly flop would be really
The
bad
Grunt
in
amber
like
medallions are
nightmare
guarded by
mode.
some real rough.
3, 2, 1.
You should see how I use Terrafin. I mean, hey, I might watch. I think I was planning on watching that Nightmare Sprocket video at some point. I don't know where it went though. So I am thinking. Yeah, so Terrafin with Punch Path, he only has like the one good combo, and it's the uppercut combo, and I don't think his uppercut combo is good, really. But then he's got, obviously, the Land Shark, which is useful, but the ground slam, the like belly flop feels really bad. I feel like on Nightmare mode, I end up killing myself with belly flop, and then I would get value out of it. And that's kind of how I feel about his other combos, too. Because his belly flop combo kind of sucks. Who's the other one? I haven't played him. I haven't played Terrafin with his Land Shark path, but to me it always seems to be a worse path. But I haven't used Terrafin enough to like say that confidently, because I've only ever used his melee path. His uppercut combo, and I find that I use it to counter stun enemies to dig away. Yeah, like his uppercut combo is pretty good. And this, okay. And that's honest. He's kind of a spammy melee character, but I just think other like Skylanders do the sort of spammy melee thing better. Like Ignitor sort of does the same like spammy melee deal as Terrafin. Time is not almost running out. To me, Stealth Elf and like Ignitor both kind of do the same sort of spammy gameplay, but just better. I'm not sure what your thoughts on that are. But then yeah, his land shark path I feel like would be really good. I feel like
Way to go!
I would lose
You
my
just
mind
aced
doing
one
it.
tough heroic challenge. Now, not only will
His
you get
first
some
combo
extra
knocks
power,
away enemies.
but also my own personal thumbs up.
The thing is that, so all of my experience using these characters comes from Spyro's Adventure, by the way. So take that with what you will. But Knockback in Spyro's Adventure isn't particularly useful for most characters. So in Spyro's Adventure, I commonly found that it was better, at least on Terrafin, to just spam the melee button and never use the combos, because that dealt significantly more damage. As opposed to like putting yourself into in lag for his spin, which is his primary.
You have revealed a key.
And then his belly flop combos kind of suck too, because I think his belly flops bad. I feel like he'd be hard to use in Giants too, though, because don't a lot of enemies in Giants have like immunity to stun? Like the shield guys, the arc demons. You can't stun any of those guys. Let's see. I don't know what his WoW power is. His WoW power might help. I don't know if it does though. What is? You don't like the belly flop combo? Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot. It's even more in lag. Like, it's a bit more damage for even more in lag for than his primary combo, which already has a ton of in lag. But yeah, his belly flop is just not it. But I like these invincible. The invincibility I feel like would help a lot on Nightmare mode, that's true. The invincibility, specifically because that lets... Terrafin's one of the only characters that you can comfortably like, speed run with, basically, on Nightmare, I feel. Because the enemies just deal so much damage that speed running on Nightmare can be hell sometimes. Because on speedrun challenge for speedrun stars, you commonly want to like try and run past as many enemies as possible and not fight them. But a lot of enemies, in Giant specifically, will just either one or two shot you, so you can't fight speedrun as comfortably on higher difficulties. So I could definitely see land sharking in Giants being really useful. Specifically in a lot of fights.
Challenge complete. Excellent job.
Terrafin Wapao allows him to 3 belly flops. Oh, so like Terrafin's like land shark.
Way to go! You just aced one tough
Triple
heroic
belly
challenge.
flop, and then he's
Now,
back
not
in
only
the
will you get some
ground.
extra power,
Is
but
that
also my own
that sounds a
personal
lot
thumbs up.
better, honestly. That means you can be invincible a lot of the time.
Ooh, there are
3, 2, 1.
Also, his tertiary ability doesn't really do much. I mean, I'm lying. Terrafin's tertiary ability is his ranged option that he doesn't need, but when you're in the ground... Oh... Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like his WoW power would make him much better, I'm not gonna lie. If I remember correctly, we're supposed to go down. Yeah, his tertiaries, I mean, it's not like a horrible God, thank you, Spyros, cleaning house
The key.
on this challenge. But I thought Gill Grunt had it easy. Not quite enough. You like his third attack better in Swap Force? Yeah, in Swap Force a lot of the characters do play significantly differently. So I don't know how a lot of them play in like Swap Force and Trap Team.
You did it!
So I can't say
I've seen
much
plenty of
about
heroes
those
go down in this
games.
challenge, but
But I do
really
know in
hung in there
Spyro's
and nailed it.
Adventure, at least,
I'm impressed.
he's not
And I don't say that
particularly fun to play. Although I could see, similar to Ghost Roaster, how being invincible would help out a lot, though. Similar to
Many
like
great
Ghost
heroes
Roaster and
have gone
Terrafin, being able to dodge a ton of those attacks on Nightmare, or just get out of any tricky situation. I'm only doing the brawl path because no one's done it yet. Interesting. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, with his WoW Pal, I can definitely see why you would prefer the Shark Path instead of the Punch Path. Because that WoW Pal does change things a lot. Especially with the iframes. Hang on a sec. Gotta move these. Yeah, his tertiary is a lot better on the Sand Shark path, just because the sharks don't deal a ton of damage, but they do deal damage. And since they're literally free when you're sand sharking, you might as well just spam his tertiary. So I can see it getting a lot more value if you're planning on dodging a bunch of attacks in the while you're underground most of the time. Stump Smash I feel like could also be hard, but for different reasons, because Stump Smash's combo actually deals quite a bit of damage in Spyro's Adventure. Big path because of the doorstep. Opening sharks. Yeah, that's true. It does increase shark damage, which does kind of fix their main issue. Or you throw sharks on someone, and then it's like, why'd I do this? They take no damage anyway. And then you're also immune to damage most of the time. Plus, with the Soul Gem, you can pick up items too. So you can still get food and stuff while underground, which is not like useful in Spyro's Adventure, but on like Nightmare Giants, I can see that being single useful. Where you like take one hit, almost die, and then you just go underground and get food.
Road challenge complete. Excellent job.
Enemies get distracted by Stump Smash's acorns and Mega Nut. Really? Is that a Giants only thing?
You did it! I've seen plenty of heroes go down in this challenge. But you really hung in there and nailed it.
I don't think in Spyro's Adventure,
and I don't say that often,
Stump Smash like stalls out enemies. Like they don't. Stump Smash is because I don't think they have that effect in Spyro's Adventure. Really? I must have just not used them much. There wasn't really a reason to use them much, since I never felt like I really needed a ranged option on Stump Smash most of the time. And when I did, I mean, Mega Nut shoved Mega Nut, because I went for reference, a lot of the paths I chose for my Nuzlockes are literally just whoever's watching the stream tells me to go. So I don't actually know how good most of these paths are, because I haven't actually played a lot of this guy. So with that said, I went the melee path for Stump Smash, which does include his extra combo. And so I didn't actually use much of Acorn or Mega Nut, although I did get some use out of... Mega Nut also blocks bullet, like projectiles, like robots and things like that. Oh, that sounds really... that sounds strong, yeah. Because those were the enemies that were actually giving me trouble in my run, or the laser enemies.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
Way to go!
Yeah, I used melee
You just
Sub
aced
Smash.
one tough heroic challenge.
Being
Now,
able
not
to
only will
launch
you get
Mega
some
Nut
extra
was
power,
has
but also
been
my own
pretty
personal
solid as a
thumbs
ranged
up.
option, and I never really blow it up, honestly. Because if I could blow up the Mega Nut, it's like, why would I do that when I could just kill with melee? But his melee combos, oof. Stump Smash hits hard
So
with his
believe it or not,
melees.
not all chompies.
That's why I went down his melee path, because big number get bigger. And then let's see. Yeah, so I haven't actually messed with his equal path. This is not a good spot to be in. Oh, let's go. I'm the best. Yeah. Stump Smash is one of the few characters with combos that I actually like, though. Like, I like his combo.
You took out one of the endangered purple chompies.
Okay, well, I didn't even see the purple chompy, so okay.
Another purple chompy.
Oh god, are these all purple? No wonder I never come this way. Yeah, melee Stump Smashes.
Almost made it.
Okay, that could have been really. I have to use charge for a second.
One more heroic challenge complete.
That was
Excellent
almost
job.
it. So like trigger happy coins, robot eye lasers, whirlwind rainbows. Mega Nut can block it, but it can't block prism break laser or fire breath. Interesting. I would have never figured any of that out because I've never actually done
But you took this challenge
Skylanders
on and really
PvP.
tore it up. Enjoy the extra power.
But I do think Stump Smash's combos are good, or I don't like a lot of combo
Another mine?
characters. Stump Smash's primary combo hits very hard, which is something I appreciate. You've also got Stump Smash's secondary combo, which is the spin, which gives pretty good AoE for Stump Smash, especially since it's high damage and it has good knockback. And then there's his tertiary combo, which honestly I kind of just spammed the hell out of, because the tertiary combo is his like movement drill one that I really like. It reminded me kind of like Terrafin's uppercut. If Terrafin's uppercut, instead of dealing 30 damage, dealt like 100. You can use the spin combo to dodge things. Oh yeah, I guess you could, because you do have a lot more control with the spin combo than the primary, which makes you stand still and has like a sort of weird like movement to it. Like I did commonly end up missing it with the primary combo. Never take that portal, it brings you back to the start. But yeah, I could see it doing that pretty well, because you do have control during the spend. Stump Smash, What's Stump Smash's Wow
You
Pow?
did it!
It's not gonna affect
I've
me,
seen
because
plenty
if
of
I ever
heroes go down
do
in this challenge,
continue
but you
this
really
run
hung in
into
there and
Giants, I
nailed it.
will just say that
I'm
my Stump
impressed.
Smash is
And I don't say
Series
that
1.
often.
So that's not gonna help. But my Terrafin is Series 2. Wait, Terrafin died. Never mind, that Terrafin Series 2 doesn't count for my Giants run that I might do. I also like Stump Smash, because Stump Smash starts off really good without upgrades. Like, he deals solid damage at level 1, and then you just get more damage, you get your Mega Nut, which is useful. But a lot of his upgrades are kind of superficial, honestly. Like getting Thorns damage, or like Water Log, or just kind of other upgrades. Stump Smash Wow Pow, he unchucks a ton of acorns and... Oh, yeah, that actually... Okay, so it makes his acorn path better than it gives him more of a... makes them more of a ranged option. That's pretty cool. It gives you, like, more of a reason to play his worst path. That's kind of what I wish they did with most Wow Pow. Like, they focus on the path that was worst to go, and sort of tried to fix that path. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred like entirely new characters for every game. We're not getting that, so. In Giants, you will never use Stump Smash Wow Pow. Really? Why not? What's wrong with it? Because it sounds like a decent way to
You did it!
get like
I've
range
seen plenty of heroes
damage,
go down in this challenge,
and
but
you
really
already
hung in
make
there
like
and
what?
nailed it.
2
I'm impressed.
acorns?
And I don't say that often.
Yeah, it's all, you already spit out 2 acorns. You get the acorn path. It's like 6 acorns? That's solid damage. And it like roots enemies too.
Those weirdo trolls have
Oh, you'll
stolen
never
an
use a
antique
soul
banner
chip.
stashed
Oh,
inside
yeah. That's the case of like a lot of Spyro's Adventure stuff, to be fair. Because Spyro's Adventure has like the terrain stuff, right? Like all the water that you could fly over in a bunch of levels. So that's why like half the roster has a way to fly over stuff. And like Waterlog actually does something in Spyro's Adventure, but in later games it's just not it. Like the ability to fly just doesn't do anything really for a bunch of characters past. You miss element hazards. Yeah. I do wish even in Spyro's Adventure they made this more. Like, so most of the dragons have flight, which is how they deal with water. All the water Skylanders can naturally swim, and then you've got a bunch of like offshoot stuff. Lightning Rod can naturally fly over water, which just makes sense. Then there's Double Trouble, who has water walking, which just lets you walk on water. And then Stump Smash, and I think like some other characters have stuff like Water Log, where it's like when you're in the, you can now swim in water. When you swim, you get bonuses. But yeah, I wish Elemental Hazards would come back. Now, flying in Giants can be somewhat useful. There's specific Earth Skylanders can break boulders. Yeah, that did kind of return in Giants, because there were some boulder areas that Earth Skylanders really sped up. And then Crusher's able to break Zoo Crystals with his with his primary damage combo, which is pretty cool. The boulders are a lot less of like a thing that appears in Giants.
But also my own
I wish there were
thumbs up.
just elemental hazards for all the elements and they were spread out through all the levels. Have Tech Skylander solve water puzzles better? That's an interesting... Yeah, they could have done that. Something I always wished is that Boomer had the ability to throw like actual bombs. Like, his Soul Gem upgrade made all these bombs that you find into into just normal bombs that can break walls. It would break a lot of it would make a lot of skips possible, but I think it would be really fun. Alright, Spyro can go this row on this map. You can just come over here. To be honest, I don't think this is a great idea, but it's what I did. It was a perfect idea. Yeah, I do wish there were more like reasons to use different elements than just elemental needs. Like, I wish they went way harder on those. Because like in Spyro's Adventure, you also have the zombies that can only be killed by fire.
Excellent job.
As well. But there's nothing for undead, there's nothing for air or life or magic.
You did it! I've seen plenty of
Like,
heroes
none of
go
those
down in this
elements get
challenge,
anything
but you really
special
hung in there
really,
and
or
nailed it.
tech, yeah.
I'm impressed. And I don't say that
Whereas
often.
fire gets the zombies and the lava-pools that are used like twice in the game. Water Skylanders get all of the water they can swim over, and then Earth Skylanders break boulders. Okay, break it, you buy it. I'm gonna have to focus up for this because I basically can only charge. Because I am Sheep Burner Spyro. I will burn. Yeah, okay. Cool, just don't do it. Oh god, this is gonna be so bad. Even when I'm trying to make it speed things up, it causes me harm. Perfect. Over here. 1, 2, double tap. There's a lot of yeah, this level I'm really worried about doing is Lightning Rod. Because I went Cloud Path on Lightning Rod. So just yeah. I wonder if the person that recommended me go Cloud Path knew that it would be hell when I got to heroic challenges.
1 minute remaining.
Trying.
You've almost made it.
No!
Challenge failed.
Okay, we're gonna have to do. I want Boomer's Wow Pow to be hold the third attack button to make a
Oh,
big bomb
no.
fitting on like
I'm afraid you didn't quite make it.
the big
I told
bomb
you these
and
things
third
were
bomb
tough.
wall.
Want to give it another try?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
I
double up with
agree.
a different champion.
Boomer should be able to break bomb walls. Imagine the speedrun potential.
Help!
I feel like this one might take me a bit. So we've got immediately like overview. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so Grenadiers take me. Even when I think I'm fine, the explosion size is so massive. 19 down. We're doing pretty good so far.
Time lost.
Rip.
You're halfway there.
Oh, I need to just stop using my fireball. This one's fine. That would have been bad.
You've almost made it. Time lost.
Alright, we got it.
Challenge complete. Excellent job.
Alright, let's see. I always do rogue challenges when I get a new Skylander so they don't kill or destroy something they shouldn't. Series 2 Big Boom Boomer. Yeah, that's fair.
I've seen plenty of heroes go down in this
but
town,
I just find it
but
more
you
fun
really hung in there and nailed it.
to... I just didn't do that,
And I don't
and I'm not going to reset these, so we're just going to do it as is. We're gonna eventually gonna have to do Lightning Rod on Storm Path,
Damage one
and
more
then
enemy and you will fail this challenge.
Purple Chompy is Break It You Buy It, and Break the Cats are going to be just real difficult for me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. This looks a little too HD for me to use some kind of HD enhancer. No, this is just an emulator, so... And you can just put up, there's just an enhance, you just get to choose what resolution you want. So I think this is in like 4K, which SSA doesn't have a 4K version, but it does like make the textures look as good as they possibly can. Instead of being hampered by like trying to run on the Wii. Because my computer is significantly better than what the Wii could do. Notoriously low-powered console. That's why there's that FPS counter in the top right of the screen. That's part of the emulator. So I'm using an emulator though, because... So originally, I came back from college, right? Opened up... Okay, I don't actually have enough health to damage boost through that, so we're gonna go the normal way. Just give me a sec. That one just didn't pop up at first. Okay.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
Did you know that only Series 2 and Giant Skylanders are the only ones to unlock Hero and Giant? I did not know that, actually.
Didn't think you
But
had it
luckily,
either.
I
You
am
took this challenge
going
on
to
and
play
really
Giants on
tore
an
it up.
emulator too.
Enjoy the extra
So,
power.
if I want to unlock all the heroic challenges, I just can. But wow, that's shitty of them. I mean, most of my Skylanders are Series 2. Or Series 3, a couple of them, even. I have, like, a personal goal of acquiring all of the Gen 1 Skylanders with a green base. But a lot of mine currently that I play with are either Series 2 or Series 1. I think I've got a Stealth Elf and a Raptor. But can I? No. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, there's also the road challenges and Giants are just kind of weird all around. Okay, so if I do that, like if I put my face into the pillars, into the platforms, I don't really have to deal with it. I already got that. Too bad pro challenges become worthless by swap forms. Do they? I could have sworn that that they were tied to the figure, so you kept the stat boosts in later games. At least that's what I've been told. I don't care if it's true or not, I'm still going to do the heroic challenges. Same thing with Giants, where I plan on doing all the quests for a bunch of the characters. You have 32 Green Skylanders? Hell yeah. Huh? Nope. Well, we have to get a mod for this guy. Alright, can we do this normally? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've been told that the stat boosts persist for all of the characters in later games, but you just can't do the heroic challenges in later games. I'm not sure if that's true or not, and I just want to do the heroic challenges regardless, so I don't care. But if you know if that's true or not, if you could verify that, that's good. Or someone make a mod bring back the English voice actors and text in the EU gen. Oh right, yeah, because there is an SSA version on the Wii U that is, I forgot about it. You only need to unlock the stat charms once.
Challenge complete. Excellent job.
Okay, so in Trap Team there are no stat boosts. Okay. Yeah. So
You did it. I've seen
they
how
have a
many heroes
lot
go
of
down in this
mechanics
challenge,
that are
but you really hung in
tied to
there
only a
and
couple
nailed it.
games.
I'm impressed.
Skylanders, Spyros Adventure, and Giants have heroic challenges, and I believe that they carry over into later games. Giants introduces quests, and then there's a different set of quests in Swap Force. These quests don't give you stats, but they do give you a really good hat.
Spellpunks from each elemental class rule this island, and it's
3, 2, 1.
Which one even is this? Oh, Spellpunks. Trap Team, there are no stat quests. Trap Team is the villain quest. Okay. I also heard that Trap Team was the hardest one. I'm not sure how true that is, because Giants on Nightmare Mode... Well, Giants on Nightmare Mode isn't hard. I'd describe it more as just unfair sometimes. And in Superchargers, you get stat. In Swap Force, doing quests with health boosts. I did not know that. I will be honest. I also have barely played Swap Force. I think I beat it when I got it, and I never touched Swap Force again. I have a lot of swappers, which is funny, but I actually really... Swap Force was the first Skylanders game where even as a kid, I was like, okay, this is just game creepy. Whenever they had the dual elemental gates and the what are they called, like roles? Whatever the symbols on the base are, like driller, climber, ninja, thief. That was whenever I was like, okay, this is getting a bit too greedy. I also didn't like a lot of things in Swap Force. If you played on the Wii for Swap Force specifically, they rebound the entire control scheme, so it played completely different. They, it did play different mechanically too, because Swap Force was a departure from SSA and Giants, but even the controls were pretty different, and I hated that. But it was Trap Team that really made me say, okay, this game series is getting too good. It's called a Swap Force ability. Okay. Trap Team with the Trap Master gates is what, even as a kid, I was like, okay, this is getting to be ridiculous. Because I was like really happy about having like all 8 elements. And I probably would have been fine if they just added Dark and Light, because Dark and Light are really cool. But the fact that you have to have Trap Masters of that element in Trap Team And you also need the Traptanium. I didn't really mind until I wanted both the dark and the light traps, and then the chaos trap, which was absurd. I didn't need that bomb actually. Also, Swap Force is the longest levels. Like, it take hours if the player's looking for reasons. I wouldn't know. I'd never tried 100% Swap Force. Well, I don't think I ever really gave Swap Force a fair shot, to be honest. But
Heroic challenge complete.
swapping just isn't that cool of a gimmick in my mind. Like, I just don't really care about it. I kind of like trap. I don't really care for most of the gimmick Skylanders. They kind of fall flat in my opinion.
And really tore it up. Enjoy the extra power.
Like, the Giants are cool and all, but they're not even arguably. The Giants are basically the worst characters in their own game. The swapper mechanics, I didn't like a lot of the skill trees, if I'm honest. I feel like
Welcome to Charm Island. You could also call it.
I could take a shortcut because Spyro can fly, so I can go this route as on water sailing. But yeah, the swappers were just kind of eh. Specifically, I wasn't a big fan of the skill trees that the swappers had, because having both the bottom and the top path have different, like, skill paths means that, first of all, it costs a lot more to max out Skylanders now, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, if I'm honest, but a bigger deal is that it just felt like a lot of the paths were less inspired, I guess. I don't really know how to word it properly. But it was just kind of like not great because they had to split so many abilities between 4 paths instead of 2 for each character. The only problem is some of the old characters still often play out. Yeah, Swap Force is also the start of like power creeping old Skylanders too. So like in Giants, like, the new characters were strong, but also Giants gave us some of the worst characters too. Like the Giants are pretty bad, Sprocket's bad. I think I've heard that people don't like Hot Dog. Hot Fizz is okay. Chill kinda sucks, even if I really like Chill.
Way to go! You just aced one tough heroic challenge. Now, not only will you get some extra power, but also my own personal thumbs up.
Yeah, I just never really cared about the gimmicks. Like, being able to sort of like build your own character just wasn't. It just didn't appeal to me the same way that like Giants did. And even then, I liked Giants as an idea, but in practice, yeah, I'm not surprised you like Sprocket. You beat Nightmare Mode with only Sprocket.
All you have to do is lower.
It's absurd. But I'm also gonna tell you you're wrong for liking Sprocket. I mean, she just doesn't fit in the Skylanders. Like, her play patterns. Okay, to be fair, Sprocket does have really unique play patterns. I will give you that. And I do think the reason a lot of Giants characters are bad is because they innovated with Giants a lot. I do, because we can admit that Spyro's Adventures, like, all the characters are unique, but a lot of them can play pretty samey. Like, a lot of ranged characters are just projectile spam. A lot of melee combo characters are just spam with primary attack. And although there are some exceptions, Trigger Happy feels really different than certain characters. The difference between playing like Drobot and Spyro, while there is a difference, it's not like a massive, right? Like, they're both projectile spam characters, or playing any immobile projectile spam character feels the same. Some characters do feel really unique, but Giants really did a good job at making characters that felt more unique than Spyro's Adventure, I think. And that sort of like innovation and like willingness to experiment means that we got a lot of characters that were just kind of bad, but are fun to play. And if you like playing them, there's no other Skylander that plays like them.
Excellent job.
So that's kind of where like Sprocket, Chill, all the Giants sit, where they all like really unique gameplay gimmicks or like mechanics compared to Spyro's Adventure's characters, but they just don't hold up in comparison to Bash or in comparison to Series 2 Hex hitting the screen for 999 damage, or Bash's charge attack one-shotting like just about any enemy in the game. I think starting with Trap Team, the main gimmick started to get a bit meh. Trap Masters needed a stat boost to make it kind of villain. Yeah, Trap Masters were basically a gimmick that were specifically added just to, like, they were just scummy. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, they were added specifically so that you had to buy all the Trap Masters to get the element points. Like, that's what it is. And that's just how it is. A lot of the core Skylanders from the Trap Team are also just needed a lot more love than they got. The Trap Masters got a lot of love in Trap Team, and the core Skylanders did not, which is always sad to see. And then Superchargers and vehicles, I just don't care about. Like, the Supercharger gimmick was like, if you have the matching vehicle, they get like a stat boost. It's like, who cares? I just do not care. Superchargers was the game that as a kid I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't need any more Skylanders. Series dead. I don't like this game anymore. And then there's Imaginators, which honestly I'm probably never going to play Imaginators. I might emulate Imaginators and then just play strictly with the emulator, but I'm never playing it, not even with NFC cards. It's not happening. Between the senseis, the shrine, senseis of shrines that are around the levels to give them an extra attack that is literally on cooldown most of the time. Yeah, the like screen-wide nucleus the senseis have. I think Trap Team and Imaginators have power creep. There's power creep from like, I mean, so let's just get some of these straight. Spyro's Adventures is not a balanced game between the characters. All the characters are playable, but there's a clear difference between like top tier characters like Drobot and Stealth Elf versus bottom tier characters like Wrecking Ball, right? But they're all still playable. And in Giants, it's kind of similar, except the power disparity is way bigger, because Giants is just not balanced. Like, I feel like they didn't even try to balance things for Giants. They just threw some cool effects on characters, which is fine. But Giants is probably the least balanced game. And several Spyro's Adventures characters see their best showing in Giants because of their absurd wild power. Specifically looking at Series 2 Hex, where she's just absolutely insane. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Wrecking Ball. Like, Wrecking Ball's fun. Wrecking Ball's also really bad. Like, they just deal no damage. It's not really an issue. Like, I mean, it is an issue, but it's not like gonna stop me from having fun with Wrecking Ball. But it is an issue that Wrecking Ball has abysmal damage numbers. But then, yeah, starting in like Swap Force, they're in there were basically just too many characters. Yeah, starting in like Slot Force, they started just making the new characters just simply better, and it was fine in Swap Force. Like the characters are still playable, but the swappers and the coolers are still better than most of the old Skylanders, and it was very nice. But once we get to Trap Team, that was when the damage numbers really started. And then that sort of culminates in Imaginators, where they just deal no damage and get one shot by everything.
Excellent
Meanwhile, you pick up like any Imaginator and they'll be running through levels like it's nothing.
Way to go! You just
It's
aced
just
one
not
tough
okay.
heroic challenge. Now, not only will you get some extra
Wait,
power,
Wrecking Ball
but
just
also my
see
own
one.
personal thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of characters that are like bad. Like there's a difference between a character being bad, right? Where they're bad in a fun way. Like Wrecking Ball still has a pretty fun kit, all things
Would you believe
considered.
it?
And like, yeah, their numbers are
All
low. The
she
burp
did is
attack
Regent and locked
sucks,
them up in pens.
but and the tongue deals not enough damage. The spin deals not enough damage, but the spin's really fun, and I like using small ones. But that doesn't change the fact that abilities are bad. And so, while it can be fun to play characters like Chill, Sprocket, the Giants, it is also worth pointing out that they just are worse than a lot of other characters you could be playing, even if you have a lot of fun with them. Like, I really like Hothead's Hot Rod move, where he just turned into a motorcycle, because, like, what? Okay. It's so random and out of place, I kinda love it.
You're halfway there. Keep rescue.
But the power disparity certainly gets worse as the games go on, especially as they try to fix it with like Seeds 2 and Seeds. Well, they're the ones that create the problem because greed, but they do certainly try to
Almost made it.
like, quote-unquote fix it with later games with Wow Pals and getting Rainbows or Sunburn, obligatory for Sunburn. Did you know eating small enemies with Wrecking Ball powers up his burp attack? I did not know that, actually. But the last time I played Wrecking Ball, I was like 12, so it's been a minute.
Heroic challenge complete. Excellent job.
Yeah. I don't even remember Wrecking Ball's paths.
Way to go! You just aced one tough heroic
Awesome.
challenge. Now, not only will you get some extra power, but also my own personal thumbs up.
Yeah, so after I finish, basically, I'm just gonna, I don't have much to say, so I guess I'm just gonna start talking about other things. In my upcoming streams, I plan on doing the next 3 characters that survived my first saves Nuzlocke, my save slot 1 Nuzlocke. And then after I finish doing all the heroic challenges with those characters, so with Double Trouble, Cinder, Lightning Rod, then I'm probably going to move on to my next one. Which I do have options for who my next Nuzlocke will be, because I'm missing a couple Skylanders, but ideally by the time I finish those Nuzlocks, we'll be good.
Halfway there. You have revealed the key.
Because it's like it's Gen 1 Skylanders. Like I can spend $3. I can drop. It's probably gonna be like $20 to buy the last 3 of them, plus shipping, obviously. But like it shouldn't be a big deal. So for my next Nuzlocke, I'm going to be playing. My only tech option is Drogon. I'm the type of person who who's cares to pay for it. I mean, look, more power to you if you love playing on the. Like, my favorite's Chill, and people consider Chill to be really bad, but they were really experimenting with the Giants characters and a lot of fun movies. Like Chill's ice blocks and shield. Like, I don't care that people say that Chill's best path is her javelin spam path. That's just not true, because her best path is her ice block path, because her ice block path is really fun.
You took this challenge on
Because
and
setting
really
up
tore
lines
it
of
up.
ice
Enjoy
and
the
then
extra power.
shield bashing one and having them like go everywhere, I don't care that it doesn't deal enough damage. It's really cool.
We are safe.
So Chill's my favorite giant Skylander. Yeah, so for my next Nuzlocke, I only have Drobot in the next Skylander slot. I only have Zap for my water. I have to do Dino Rank for my Earth, Whirlwind for my Wind, Wrecking Ball for my Magic, Chop Chop for my
They're guarding keys you'll need.
I only really get an option between the Fire and the Light Skylanders because I haven't picked up the Missing 6 yet. Which, like, it won't be an issue. There were a ton of games. I just need 8 figure, so it's doable. We don't go that way. I always make that mistake. There's a tank there. There's no gas though. Don't do that again.
Destroyed.
Level 7, and then know where the last 2 are. Just go around this way. They're like on stopping. There if I remember the plate. Cool.
Challenge complete. Excellent
I just
job.
want to see if I can beat SSA with just Wrecking Ball. I mean, SSA, undoubtedly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you've beaten Giants on Nightmare with Sprocket.
Way to go!
Wrecking Ball
You
just
just
doesn't
aced
deal a
one
lot of
power
damage.
heroic challenge.
Is why
Now, not only
Wrecking
will you
Ball
get
is
some extra
bad.
power, but also my
Like,
own
Sprocket has
personal
foundational design problems that aren't really compatible with Skylanders. But Wrecking Ball just has low damage. Like, they're the worst SSA character, but they still function fine. Like, you can beat the game with them. My only Wrecking Ball complaint is about the Tyrant. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll take your word for it. Okay, Splash can also be bad in this area, because if you get an accidental collision, make you lose a lot of points. We'll have to see what the Tyrant is. Oh, now blue, I guess. Double.
Almost made it. Color changed.
Alright.
Complete. Excellent job.
Sorry, the surrounding of the level bounces Wrecking Ball around. Yeah, I don't really know what
Didn't
you
think
mean
you
by
had
that,
it
I'll
in
be
you.
honest.
You
So
took this
for
challenge on
Life
and really tore
Skylanders,
it
I
up.
do get the option
Enjoy
to
the extra
pick
power.
between Camo and Zook, and then Eruptor and Blitz. So, think about it, roll one. Oh, yeah, I get you. Alright, gamers. 32 out of 32. It's cat time. The last one.
Okay.
3, 2,
2, 1. Go!
Spirit free.
Alright, let's not lose.
Oh, no.
I lose 10 seconds, which is like significantly more. I lose it if anyone hits bases? Oh god.
Spirit free.
This is way worse than I thought it was. Okay, so I need to hit the... And I can basically only charge. That's fun.
Spirit free.
I have no clue how I'm going to do this as Lightning Rod, but we'll try to figure it out. There's a teleport, and then we go around, and we hit this.
You're halfway there. Spirit free.
And we go around.
My face.
Not my vase. My vase. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
Spirit free.
The splash is just so big. Like, it's impossible to not hit everything around me.
Spirit free. One more
I'd make an
go.
SSA Sunburn
Spirit free.
video. That, yeah, I thought about doing that, honestly. It was either going to be this or SS. I'm not gonna lie. It was either going to be a Savelock with all the Skylander characters, or it was going to be a Sunburn one run from like level 1. Because that is something I don't really like is how
1 minute road challenge complete.
this challenge is
Excellent job.
surprisingly easy. What, Sunburn only or my like Savelock challenge? Sunburn only isn't hard. Sunburn's just weird to play.
Way to go!
Sunburn's
You
my
just aced
favorite if
one
that's what you're
top
talking
heroic
about.
challenge. Now, not only will you get some
I
extra
mean, most
power,
challenge
but
runs on
also
SSA
my
are pretty
own
easy.
personal thumbs up.
Let's see it.
Spirit free.
Alright, let's see. An hour and 20 minutes. I mean, that's better than Ignitor and Gill run, but that is worse than Ghost Roaster. I don't know if I'll be able to beat Ghost Roaster's time. Oh, the cat challenge is easy. Yeah, I didn't realize it gave me such an absurd amount of time, if I'm honest. I thought I'd have way less time, and I thought the vases would be a bigger deal. Now, I'm saying that now, but when I play as Lightning Rod, my opinions might be a bit different. Because I did go Cloud Path on Lightning Rod. So we'll see when we get there. Let's see. The poll is split between Double Trouble and Cynder. I mean, the cat challenge is... I guess that means I'll have to flip a coin. But I don't have a coin. So I guess it'll be a mystery until tomorrow. And I'll decide then. So, I thank everyone coming to my midnight stream. I usually do these at 2 p.m. Central Time. Change my Cynder vote to Double Trouble? Alright, we'll do Double Trouble tomorrow then. But I usually play at 2 p.m. Central for these streams, and when the whole run's finished, I will make a video on it. But thank you all for coming, have a wonderful night, and bye!